keep your chin up. You don't quit. If you have to sit, you sit. If you have to crawl, you crawl. But we continue the journey. You're not alone. It's a team effort.
Just emotional support. There's nothing else. And I mean, obviously, we all remind each other to take nutrition in. It's very important. Sometimes you're so focused on running and navigating, you forget to drink your fluid and taking your carbs.
I know I'm going to be happy. You're getting a top spot. That's what we're hoping for. A top 2, top 3. I'm already excited for that. I'll make sure I'll get a medal.
I want to believe I'm elite, but I got a full-time job and to drive every morning, an hour and a half to work, an hour back to home. But I put most of my training in the morning, so there's no excuses for other people that say they can't train. You must make your time.
He just phoned me, asking me if I know anybody that would like to pace him. I said to him, you know what? I'm going to pace you.
It's a beautiful race in the Paarl Mountain. It's a totally new trail for me. It's a more runnable race, less technical, but it's close to home, around the corners. I think this race got a big potential. It's toward the end of the year. It's probably the last big race of the year.
Look, we trust each other. So for us, it's that you just go blindfold. I trust myself, trust me, so we're just going to leave it like that. Nothing new.
If you're coming in the deficit, you're going to be in trouble. In a long race like that, it's always important to get your nutrition spot on.
Keep him company to put us to get us a good lead and build up on that. So first of all, you need to cross that line. I know I'm going to be happy. You're getting a top spot. That's what we're hoping for. A top 2, top 3. I'm already excited for that.
We have a cold one and celebrate finishing the race.
I always look forward to the beer afterwards.
At the finish line, a little cold beer and share our war stories with the rest of the field.
Elias, Dimitri, welcome to the Trail Chasers. How are we all feeling ahead of this weekend?
Yeah, I'm super excited. So this is going to be a different race for me as I'm pacing Nelius.
Nelius, how are you feeling ahead of the weekend?
No, feeling good. The training wasn't as I like to be, but it's a long race and we've got enough mileage in our legs. I normally do a couple of extra long, like 7-8 hour runs beforehand, but due to some work commitments and a couple of viruses, flu viruses, I couldn't put the training in I wanted. But yeah, we're still going to give it a good go and enjoy it. It's like a year-end trail running event for us.
It's also more of a catch-up.
Yeah.
Yes, you're obviously the runner. Tell me a bit about your kind of running history. Where are you at the moment? You did say you've had a bit of sicknesses and illnesses and stuff. So give me a brief intro to where you are and where you've come from.
Yeah, I've been running for many years before the big boom of trail running happened. So I spent a lot of time in Table Mountain. And then over the last 5 years, I moved to Malmesbury, a little bit further away from a mountain, but we got a little bit close to Paarl, close to Wellington. And then obviously a small little mountain called Riebeek, where I do most of my training in. And I'm in the corporate world. I want to believe I'm elite, but I mean, I got a full-time job and to drive every morning, an hour and a half to work and an hour and a half back to home. But I put most of my training in the morning. So there's no excuses for other people that say they can't train. You must make your time. This year I started the year solid with a solid run at Pass to Pass 100. The inaugural 100K was a beautiful race, gnarly rocks, but it was a good race. And Dimitri chased me around there. And the end, he actually ran probably an hour out of me. So it was a solid race, well organized, and it was a lot of fun. And then it was just from there on, it was a build-up. I did Bastille, also awesome race in Franschhoek. And I did some build-up races. And then closer to the time, I wanted to do the one in Franschhoek again. It was a 70 where Dimitri ran a solid race and he won it. And I picked up a tummy bug, but I still was there to make sure Dimitri comes in and supporting the man. It was a solid year of training and I'm happy, but as I said, I didn't have the perfect prep for this one, but we can give it a good go. And with Dimitri, my buddy next to me, we're going to have plenty of fun.
Yeah. And, why did you choose the Rock Ultra for, I guess, your end-of-year race?
Yeah, I followed it last year. I was supposed to run last year and I picked up some vertigo, so I couldn't run. It's a beautiful race in the Paarl Mountain. It's a totally new trail for me. I do some training there, but I don't know all the farms around there. It's going to be different. It's a more runnable race, less technical, but yeah, it's close to home, around the corners.
And what are you kind of excited about and what are you kind of scared about or nervous about?
Obviously, it's totally new of running nights. I mean, I've done a couple of other races through the night as well, which make it a bit difficult navigation-wise. You have to trust your watch more. The race is really well marked. So, yeah, that's a bit more difficult. And obviously, you see less people on the trail at night. But yeah, that's why I'm glad they introduced paces, which Dimitri is going to run like 60 kilometers with me. That's going to be nice. And obviously, in a 100K race, nutrition needs to be spot on. And he's got plenty of well-stocked water points. I received all the communication. I must say to them, well done on a well-organized communication beforehand. It's always nice to know everything. And I've got a couple of WhatsApp groups where you can ask questions that also allow the people totally new to the sport to ask questions and to learn from others. So, yeah, I think this race got a big potential. It's toward the end of the year. It's probably the last big race of the year to finish. I think it's a difficult date. End of the year is always difficult after UTCTs. But, yeah, I think it's a new area and I think it's got plenty of potential.
And, before we go into the paces, what is a pacer And what is the protocol for this race?
I mean, for this race, every race got different rules, but the pacer still have his normal safety requirements. You have to wear the same as the runner. You start with the same equipment, and you must finish with the same equipment. So yeah, at this race, you're allowed to pick up a pace at 35 kilometers, and then he can run till 95.5 kilometers. So it's quite a big a stretch. It's a 60 kilometer stretch. So you're also allowed to swap your paces out if you want to, but I mean, then for 60 kilometers for Dimitri, it's a short run. So,
Come on.
But I think people are starting first 100, the pace is nice. It also supports, in the nights.
And Dimitri, when you got the call, why are you pacing, not running?
Look, I've actually ended my year already, so I'm very picky with the races. I lost my head with Cape Cobra, which was my final race. Got a mental breakdown after that race. For me, it's basically just training. But when Nelius phoned me, asking me if I know anybody that would like to pace him, I said to him, you know what? I'm going to pace you. Let me phone my wife first. Let me ask what's the plan for the weekend, because she always travels with me. So I just said, I'm in. So we're going to figure this out. But I mean, 60 kilometers in the night, running a with him, it's all fun, man.
Yeah.
It's something I was always looking forward to. I was asked at UTCT to pace a few of the 100 milers, but unfortunately I said no because I couldn't make it. But now, perfect opportunity.
Yeah.
And it's totally something new for me. I've run with Nelius a few races. He's super strong, so I'm just hoping I can keep with him.
What is your strategy? Obviously you're not competing with him. You're just going to, as you said, you're just going to run alongside him and have a catch-up. So what's the strategy?
Keep him company and try to put us to get us a good lead and build up on that. So first of all, you need to cross that line. So for us, it's not about podium positions. It's all about finishing the race together, being strong, and race again the next day or a few days after that. So that's the main key.
Yeah. And Nelius, tell me about your strategy, obviously, for the first 35, without the pacer and then the rest with the pacer.
I always start conservatively. Make sure you're getting in your nutrition, hydrate, because you're going to need the food. On the start, it's much easier to eat and to get your nutrition and get your carbs in. Towards the end of the race, it's always a struggle. If you're coming in a deficit, you're going to be in trouble. In a long race like that, it's always important to get your nutrition spot on. Even though you know your body by now, it's still a struggle. You're still in trial and error, trying some new stuff. But yeah, so the first 35 kilometers will be conservatively up to Table Mountain, the Paarl Mountain from the bottom of the Berg River. And getting with Dimitri at 35 is going to be fun. Then it's going to be me and him and just chatting, and we chat quite regularly.
Yeah.
We're good mates, so it's going to be like to have him next to me.
Yeah. Have you guys kind of chatted about, what the different roles are going to be, what you're going to need from him in terms of navigation and nutrition and things like that?
I know, Dimitri, you can answer that one.
Look, we trust each other. So for us, is that you just go blindfolded in and you figure it out, because I trust myself. I know I can come up. I trust Neil. Yeah, so we're just going to leave it like that. Nothing new.
Yeah. And how's the experience going to be different, running 100K with a pacer versus, running without one?
For us, we had a pacer for the last 20 kilometers in the dark. And that definitely helped a lot, because the last 20, it's hard. I picked him up on 13 hours, but it helped a lot. And I do think this one is weekend. It will definitely assist you.
Tell me something, Dimitri. What are you most excited about, and what are you most nervous about being a pacer this weekend?
Look, I'm always excited if I'm on the starting line, but I mean, it's a different role now. So for me, I'm just nervous if I'm starting too hard and I can't keep up with him. Like Nelius said, conservative, and I think I've learned over the years on how to master that. So it's basically, I'm just going to fill in where he's at. So getting him at 35 Ks, I will have a chat with him where he's at and just build up on that. So if he's running 6 minutes a K, I'm going to keep at 6 minutes a K or just underneath that. So I'm not going to go with 4 minutes or 5. Otherwise, I'm going to burn him. But that's basically the whole strategy.
Yeah. Crossing that finish line, how's that going to feel? His victory or his crossing the finish line, but you've obviously helped. How's that going to feel?
I think that's going to be the nail in the coffin. I know I'm going to be happy. He getting a top spot. That's what we're hoping for. A top 2, top 3. That's what we're aiming for. I'm already excited for that.
Are you going to get a medal?
I'll make sure I'll get a medal.
You
I
can
need to
my-
get a
You can get my medal.
I always look forward to the beer afterwards.
Neelius, how's that going to feel crossing the finish line? You know, I guess you're not going to be crossing it together, but obviously knowing that you've had that whole experience together.
Yeah, no, it's going to be sad not to have him over the last 5 kilometers when he put in so much work. Afterwards, we have a cold one and celebrate finishing the race. I don't mind where I finish. I'm there to have fun, but I also don't enter a race to fill the field. So we'll give it a good smash. Go deep into the pain cave. 100 Ks, it doesn't matter. You always hit a dark spot somewhere in a race. It's just a mental challenge to overcome that and just keep going. And then we'll share the finish at the finish line and like a cold beer and share our war stories with the rest of the field.
Dimitri, when Neelius is in a pain cave and in that dark spot, you know, what's your go-to? Is it kick in the backside? Is it words of encouragement? Is it, you know, what's that strategy?
Keep your chin up, 1 feet in front of the other. That's how you do it. Little by little, it starts with baby steps. We're going to take it from there, but you keep your chin up. You don't quit. If you have to sit, you sit. If you have to crawl, you crawl. But we continue this journey. You're not alone. It's a team effort. I remember running the first time with Neelius, African X together, and I think it was the last 5K. It was the last hill going uphill, and I couldn't take it in anymore. Neelius had to push me up. And it got to that point where he couldn't push me, so he dragged me up again. So he just grabbed on my arm and dragged me along up. So that's what we're going to do again.
Yeah. And Neelius, what are you going to be looking for in Dimitri, you know, when you hit that pain cave?
Just emotional support. There's nothing else. And I mean, obviously, we'll remind each other to take nutrition in. It's very important. Sometimes you're so focused on running and navigating, you forget to drink your fluid and taking your carbs. And I think that's the most important part of the race is taking your nutrition, and he'll remind me and I'll remind him because he's still 60 kilometers. It's not around the corner. He's also going to have his nutrition need to be spot on.
Amazing. Incredible, guys. Well, very excited for you both. Rest up, get your carbs in, and have a good sleep tonight.
Looking forward
Thanks,
to
man.
Yeah. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye-bye.